Hey everyone, Eugene Fedorovsky from eugenefedorovsky.com. Happy New Year, everybody. I hope you guys had an amazing New Year's Eve and amazing New Year's Day, and you're ready to put the steps necessary to make 2018 a rocking and the best year ever. Now, today I want to talk about two things. Number one is how to properly plan the yearly goal for the year 2018, and I want to talk about the power of numbers. Stay tuned. So why did I specifically want to talk about this particular topic today? Well, last night and today I actually sat down and planned out what it is that I want to accomplish in 2018. As in the previous video where I shared with you that 2017 was the best year I've ever had, I figure I need to improve myself and make 2018 even better. Now, that means I'll have to do some scary to me things, but I'm game. Because if you're not growing, you're dying. I'm not sure who said that, but I love that phrase. So, getting out of the comfort zone is growth. And that's what we want to do. We want to grow. So, a couple of things. So, regarding yearly goals, I was listening to Ray Higdon's training today, and he spoke about yearly goals. And I resonated with that because what he said is when you set yearly goals without breaking them down, you're setting yourself up for failure. Because 6 months later, when June and July come around, you're going to be like, well, I'm nowhere close to my goal. It's okay, I'll do it next year. So what should be the best way to set up yearly goals is to set it up and then break it down into a 6-month goal and then into a month. What can you do on a monthly basis? What can you set as monthly goals in order to hit the big picture goal? And break that down into weekly goal and then daily goal. So that's what I set up for myself. I set up a daily goal, which leads to a monthly goal, which leads to a 6-month goal, which leads to a yearly goal. And that led me yesterday to really see for myself the power of numbers. Now, I'm pretty good at math and I understand arithmetic and I understand how things usually work when you have progressive math, but when I put it down on paper yesterday, it wowed me. So I shared it with a business partner of mine and I was like, well, look what I came up with, and he was like, wow, that's surprising. So let me go through this with you. Now, I set up 2 charts. One was for business builders and one was for customers. Customers is very specific to my kind of network marketing business, so it won't apply to yours, but the amount of business partners will. And the numbers, when you see them, when you write them down, astound you. I hope at least they astound you like they astounded me. So let me show you what I mean. So here's what we have with this. Oops, gone from the screen. Let's do it from this side. So we have prospects per day, 6 days per week. I don't work Sundays typically. So I set for myself a 6-day week in network marketing. Month, prospects per month, prospects for 6 months, prospects per year. So, and then what I did was I took average statistics, which usually say out of all the prospects that you reach out to, about 30% will watch the presentation, 30% will join, and 10% will do something. Now, these could be conservative numbers. If you're good at closing, then your numbers will be higher. And you may have more than 30% watch the actual presentation. So, which means that the numbers will be higher. So this is pretty conservative, which I find that that's the best way for me to handle it, is to go conservative. So let's say you decide to prospect 5 people a day. Now, it may seem like 5 people. That's a lot of people. Where am I going to find them? Well, first of all, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to share with you the source where I find leads and people to talk to and prospect from. But in a nutshell, when you're out in the store and you see somebody who's sparks your interest for some reason, maybe it's the person at the deli counter is outgoing, or maybe the cashier is outgoing and you seem like it's something that might be a fit for you, or perhaps you're at a restaurant and the server is great. I usually prospect when I'm out. I don't go out to prospect. So, but then there's also things like BMIs, which is like meeting, like meetup groups. There's that. So there's a bunch of different ways. Like I said, feel free to reach out to me. I'll share with you the ways. And Facebook, or any kind of social media for the matter. So let's say you set a goal to do to reach out to 5 prospects a day. That equates to 30 prospects per week with a 6-day week. 120 a month. In 6 months, using 5 people a day, you would have spoken to about 720 prospects, or reached out to 720 prospects. In a year, that's 1,440 prospects in a whole year. That's a pretty big number. So let's say 30 of these people watched the presentation. So that would mean 432 people watched the presentation, and out of those 30% joined, so that's 130 people. How would you like to have 130 people join your business in 2018? Sounds pretty good to me. And then let's imagine 10% of them actually do something. So that's 13. So imagine in the whole year, which is on average 1 per month. So let's imagine in the year 2018, you have 1 person on average a month joining you and doing something with your business. By the end of the year, that's pretty powerful. You'll build a pretty good business. Now, let's imagine we double that. So instead of speaking to 5 prospects a day, we're going to talk to 10. So that's 10 prospects per day. That's 60 per week. That's 240 per month. That's 1440 after 6 months. Now notice, you double the amount of prospects per day, and at 6 months, you're already at whatever you were had you been at the year mark, had you done 5. And for the year, that's 2,880 prospects. Pretty big number. And that's out of 10 a day. 10 a day on average, 10 prospects a day on average takes about 30 minutes. Something to think about. So out of those 2,880 people, 30% will watch the presentation. That's 864. 30% out of those will join, so that's 260. And 10% of those, which is 26, will actually do something. So that's on average 2 per week. I'm sorry, 1 per every 2 weeks, 2 per month. A little more than 2 per month. Now imagine you're putting in 2 people per month who are actual business builders, who decide to do something with this network marketing opportunity. Again, that's pretty serious. Now 13 for the year, that's serious. 26 is even more serious. Now, let's imagine you have a little more time to prospect. So you're prospecting 20 people a day. Now that seems to be a pretty large number, but from the conversations I've been having with the network marketing leaders and other people who've been doing this sort of thing, on average, to prospect 20 people a day will take anywhere from an hour to an hour and a half, depending on how you're doing it, depending how many are actually picking up the phone if you're calling them, or if you're doing this on social media, 20 prospects shouldn't take that much time, about an hour I would say. And if you don't have an hour in your business to spend on your business, that's okay. So do 10 people a day, do 5 people a day, but just do something. Let's make sure that we put ourselves on the path to make 2018 the best year ever. So back to this. So let's say you decide to prospect 20 people a day. So in a week, in a 6-day work week, you would have prospected 120 people. In a month, that's 480. By month number 6, that means you have prospected 2,880 people. And if you keep this pace, then by the end of the year, you would have prospected 5,760 people. Now, this is 20 people a day. By the end of the year, that's almost 5,800 people. Let's say 30% of them actually watch your presentation. That's 1,728 people. Let's say 30% of them actually join. That's 520. That means you put in 520 people into your network marketing business. That's an average of 10 per week. These are big numbers, really big numbers. And now let's say 10% of those people actually decide to do something major in this business. That's 52 people. That's 1 serious person per week. Now, ask yourself, this question: can I do this? I believe the answer is you can. I believe everyone is capable of doing this. Now, what is this going to require? For majority of the people, it's going to require stepping out of their comfort zone. For majority of the people, it's going to require doing things that you're not comfortable doing. Because reaching out to people, prospecting, sucks. But just because it sucks doesn't mean you don't have to do it. Because this is the key to success. Up until fairly recently, I was always under the impression that those people who really make it big in network marketing do it because they are good at prospecting. They are good at talking to people. They love talking to people. What I found out is that, yeah, they might be good, but they don't enjoy it. I don't think one single person that I spoke to at the Top Earner Club Mastermind in beginning of December actually told me they enjoy prospecting. We're talking about top earners of their companies. We're talking about people like Ray Higdon, Austin Zuloff, Leslie Herbert. All these people have said they're not necessarily proud of it, but it's the truth. They did prospecting because they had to. And that's the way I'm looking at it this year. I don't want to prospect, I have to prospect. So if I prospect 20 people a day, that's 52 serious business builders throughout the whole year by the end of the year. Is that going to help me accomplish the major goals I set out? Hell yeah. Now, this is just business builders. So, like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, if you take the product side and customers and see how much you earn per customer, and then do the same kind of arithmetic for that, I was shocked how much money they could bring in from the customer aspect. And this would be just looking for customers, not business builders. If you combine both, business builders and customers, your business is going to be through the roof. There's not going to be any reason for you to be stuck doing in your business by the end of the year. And the good news is, I'm here to help you throughout this process. So I highly, highly, highly urge you to set up goals. Use these few days in the beginning of the year to set yourself up to have a successful 2018. Because if you don't put it on paper, if you just keep it in your head, you say, hey, I'm good, I don't need to put it on paper, you're probably going to have the same kind of year you had last year, and the year before that, and the year before that. So and that's okay. I mean, if you're in network marketing for the ambiance, to high-five the leaders at the company events, you love the products you're using, fantastic. But if you're one of those people who actually wants to do something that you've been stuck for the past few years, or few months, or few weeks, or few decades, and you finally want to break out of that shell and actually do something in network marketing, and you choose this year to be the year that you actually explode, write this down for yourself. Visualize the amount of people that you can actually impact by promoting your opportunity, by sharing your product and service, and make 2018 the best year ever. Because that's my goal. It doesn't have to be yours, but I believe that you can do it. And if you feel that there's somebody out there who can benefit from this message, please like, comment, and share this video. I'm fairly certain a lot of people don't know how to properly structure their yearly goals. They just say, okay, so by the end of the year, I'm going to be a crown diamond. But they don't set the little steps in between. And 6 months in the year, they're like, oh, crap, I'm not on pace to be a crown diamond. Oh, well, I'll do it next year. 2019 will be the best year. Don't do that. Make it now. And if you want to find out the sources of where to get these prospects, feel free to reach out to me. I'll gladly share that with you. If you have an idea that you want me to cover in a future video, I'll be more than happy to entertain it. And if, of course, you want to find out how you can do Facebook Lives like this, might be scary at first, but it's definitely a great way to have prospects coming to you. Then go to my website, www.eugenefedorovsky.com. In the top right corner, you're going to see a link where you can click on, fill it out, and you're going to get a video showing you how to best structure your Facebook Lives. With that said, I hope you guys have an amazing 2018. I hope you crush it this year. I hope you crush it this month. I hope you crush it this week. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.